Hey everyone, this is going to be a message for Scorpio and the collective here. We have cycles and rhythms here. This is about honoring yourself, honoring your cycles, your energy levels, your emotions, how some things can be making you feel. We have Unity Heart. You are being called to work on a collective healing at this time. And I feel like the collective is going through a massive release, a massive healing from trauma, pain. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be really big. We have sensitive soul. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. This is a big thing that maybe you've been doing at this time. You're being asked to do so. Really honoring your peace, your healing, what you will and won't tolerate. Yes, it is about being compassionate and understanding that we all have our own, we all have our own traumas that we've been through. We all have our own pain that we've gone through. But you don't have to tolerate disrespect. You're not obligated to tolerate, someone's, if they're not treating you right, you don't have to, that's not something. And I feel like there's an element where a lot of us have shut down because we have been abused in some way or form. We have allowed, we've loved people and they've taken advantage of it in some way. That's a big collective message that I'm saying. That's why I'm saying Scorpio and collective. A lot of these might be, a sign, and the collective is what it's looking like so far. These all seem very valuable lessons as we go into this Scorpio season here, as we shed, what needs to be shedded, let go of. This is, be your own caretaker. It is time to, you're really embracing your self-care. What does that mean? What is that to you? And you really figuring that out at this time. You're honoring your body. You're honoring your emotions. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. You're honoring yourself. You are the sacred temple here. I was also seeing messages about creating sacred temples here. Again, and being forgiving of others, but it's more than anything, it's just releasing that and allowing yourself to make room for the new love that wants to come in. Because the new is really wanting to come in for you. Medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. Eggshell, you are a channel for divine healing power. Scorpio is it's that rebirth, it's that ability to be the phoenix, to come back again, to shed that old and come back renewed. And that's what's happening. That's what's coming. And we are really preparing at this time. This is going to be some major energy coming in at the end of this October. I don't think anybody has really emphasized how major this is going to be here. Let's see if we get any other messages. This is going to be something. Yeah, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. So remember to get that fresh air. The air is going to be cooling off, which is going to be great. There's that compassion again at the bottom. There's that compassion I was seeing. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. It's time to release. If you're holding on to this, grudges, resentment, it's time to release it so that way you can be renewed here. Again, going outside, Cordelia. Get some fresh air. Ground yourself. Go find some rivers. Go find some water. The leaves are going to be falling. It's a beautiful time. Again, it's cooling off, which is just awesome. It's been dry here, but, I feel like there's going to be that fresh air is going to be coming in. Like that breath of fresh air. There's that sacred space coming in. They both showed up again. The need for forgiveness and the need for compassion. And then we have the sacred space again showing up. That's why I'm saying, like, I may have focused on a scorpionic energy for this, but I feel like it's also for the collective, and then Libra is the same way. Creating a divine space at this time, you know, with the fall, you know, you may be doing that, you know, getting out the candles, getting out the decorations. I feel like it's also maybe having a bit more of a prayer space. Maybe trying to have, you know, I have this couch on my porch that I've got to, you know, I like to sit on that. So maybe I could kind of work on, you know, creating that a bit more comfortable for myself, you know, or trying to find a way to maybe have a bit more of a meditation space. And again, even going outside, meditating out there. It's about really connecting with the divine here. Because it's going to be the divine is really going to be wanting to speak to you, and you're really going to be listening to your intuition also. Don't we have a new moon in Scorpio also? When is that? There's transformation. When is that new moon in Scorpio? And then we'll have a full moon in Taurus. Oh, Lord. The new moon in Scorpio is going to be massive here. I feel like this is another thing, too, is if you don't work on releasing this, it might be very difficult. So don't try to hold on to it. It could be really hard. I feel like you might be dealing with a lot of triggers also. We've got those eclipses. Yeah. You're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. This transformation. Butterfly maiden. Yeah, we're going to be having that. This is going to be a lot of stuff coming in, you know, and it's going to be like, you got to let it go. Because the new love wants to come in. The new opportunities are wanting to come in. And you gotta release it. Speaking of, we have here she is, Miss America. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. There she is, golly. So, voila. And of course she shows up because she's like, oh, did somebody, y'all are talking about me and I'm not going to be here? Sure. There she is. So again, with the releasing, we have Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. Strengthen your boundaries. Cut cords. Focus on your healing. You got to take care of yourself. You may have to come up with some new routines here for self-care. Again, that you know, finding a place where you can meditate more, you know, getting outside, being able to, you know, and even your diet, you know, if you need to really focus on the meal plans at this time and making sure that you're not, you know, not on track, right? Like say, you know, you go too long without eating or something like that. Try to be careful about, you know, those imbalances, because you know, we are in this Libra season and the big thing is balance. Release and balance. All right. And it's pretty, it's here, you know, it's honoring yourself here. It's these are beautiful messages, and standing up for yourself here. Don't let anybody, you know, make you feel like you do, like how do I even, like, what you're fighting for isn't worthy, you know, or something along those lines. Like what you care about isn't worth it, or they don't know your mission. All right. They're not in your shoes. You're not telling them what to do. Are you, I mean, other than maybe giving them advice not to date Dingaling for the 9 billionth time to get their heart broken. you know, or hey, you know, maybe you should move somewhere else where you're happy or something along those lines. Are you in their business telling them that their life isn't hard or anything like that? No. If anything, you're trying to be a positive person and trying to give them the right kind of advice. And, you know, if they don't see that you struggle as well, because, you know, maybe you don't have a confidant, you know, maybe you're like the one who keeps it all inside all the time. Maybe you have to come, again, you have to be your own caretaker. And maybe that's what you've been working on. Maybe that's why you've had your boundaries up. You know, maybe that's why you've been shut off a little bit here. I've seen a big energy here of that Libra being, you know, closed off. Hey, I've been hurt. My boundaries are up. And then Scorpio is asking you to release that pain. Release the, you know, the resentment, and try to prepare for this opening up that wants to happen. You know, for the new relationships that want to come in, the new opportunities that want to come in for you. Allowing yourself to be optimistic. We have that collective healing. There's a collective healing that wants to happen, you know, and being open to that positivity. And Kali is like, you know, we got to release. It is time to release. Yeah, be strong is here. Segment. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Strong. You are strong. Don't let anybody get in your head. If anything, let it be motivation. But also seeing the fact that maybe you're dealing with someone who's wounded, who wasn't nurtured for whatever reason properly, or has their own stresses that they're dealing with. And having that compassion when you come to the table is very important. It's not saying that you should allow the disrespect. No. But, you know, understanding, okay, you're a wounded individual, but you don't, you know, have the right to come at me with your wounds. They are not my responsibility. Okay? Now, I mean, if you're dealing with a child that may be trying to have a discussion with you about maybe something that you did, please be open. Please be open. If you're a grandparent or a family member that has hurt another family member, you know, or they're trying to tell you, hey, you know, what you did, please be open at this time. Because that allows that person to release that. You know, and if you feel like you want to have that discussion, you have, you know, if that person doesn't listen, you can write it down. Write it out. You know, don't hold it inside. If you need to get it out, get it out. If you need to have that talk, have that talk. You have the strength here to have the discussions that you need to have to, because this is the big theme, is release. That is the big theme that is coming up. We're not taking it with us. We're not taking it with us. It's not coming. There's the compassion again. There's the compassion. Boom. We all are, we're all love. We're all wounded children. And, you know, for whatever reason, you know, we've all been let down. We've all been hurt. And a lot of times that's why people lash out, or they just don't want to, you know. It's just being able to see things, release judgment. And I've been seeing that judgment has been showing up a lot. Have you been in that energy for a while now? Call in judgment. It's quite interesting how life has to play out for you. And it's not saying to just let people in. It's just being forgiving and just being like, you know. But there will be some talks. I feel like, you know, it's time to be open. It's time to be brave. To have the discussions that need to be had. So in order to allow the healing to come in. In order to transform here, that healing, if you can see that. right. It's just my little messages there. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they helped. I feel like, this is just going to be the collective energy here. And, it's just for Scorpio and the collective here. As we're going into this, this eclipse season, as we're going into this October, a lot of release. All right. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you next time. Namaste.